teams. That's difficult. We're seeing
so hard.
People traded out. Dream Team just ended up taking a win. We're seeing some really interesting turnarounds. But now we have entered pick and ban. Wolfie Xerath taken away, as you can see, along with Syndra and Poppy.
It's happened. The day has happened.
Yes.
Somebody banned Xerath away from Wolfie, and they banned Syndra on top of it. So they're just going, all right, what are your champions? Boom, boom, boom. Get him out of there. He had to play Lux last game and went 1-3-1. He's played Xerath every single time it's been available for him. He loves that champion. He's basically Xerath one-trick or ranged poking champion one-trick, I guess. It's just a stylistic choice for him.
And it was banned in game number 1 as well. So Apex, they clearly have enemies number so far. Now the other bans are going to be Victor, Corki, and Ryze taken away from Apex. Yeah. We've seen Keen play Victor, I believe now 3 times. And he's done exceptionally well on it.
Yeah, Keen loves playing Victor, right? He's one of the people who brought it in after Kuro was playing it. He was a great adopter of it, and he really just thought this was a champion that had so many good lane matchups. But right now, there's so much available right now. Lulu is up. You still have Fiora up. You still have Tahm Kench up. There's a lot here that you can be taking for your team.
Very solid.
Graves is up.
I mean, we've got to see.
Quinn.
Alistair, Graves, get that double jungle going on for Apex. But the first pickup for enemy is going to be Kalista, and with Corki banned away,
Gangplank.
You're just going to keep going.
Like, this actually, in my head, this is quite insane because when you go for the target bans, even on red side, and you go Xerath, Syndra, you ban exactly the same thing here on Apex. So they said, obvious, you're good on Poppy. We're taking that away from you.
Yeah.
Xerath, for Wolfie, no. Syndra, we're even going to make you dig deeper for that. And they still like put all these power picks on the table, and they take Nidalee, Fiora, just because they want Chris to split push the entire time. They don't want to have to wait for a Gangplank. They want him to be able to just dominate this matchup.
Well, in game number 1, Chris did go 3-0-9 on that Fiora. So we'll see how enemy decide to respond this time around.
I think that Chris, historically, has been the best or second best top laner in Challenger every time he's played. He's qualified for the LCS 3 times.
Wow.
Velocity, Coast, and then Velocity, Curse Academy, and then Coast. So he's actually been there so many times. Actually, Coast twice, I believe. Yes, there's Coast twice because he was with Impaler. Gravity was alongside that. The other thing, though, is St. Vicious, this team on Apex, he's actually played with 3 of these members before on a team, right? He played on Curse Academy with Keen. He played with Chris as well on Curse Academy. And Chris and Keen have actually played together before. And then he also played with Xpecial. So Saint pretty much just said, you know what? I played with all you guys. I liked you guys. Let's get them all together. And then, of course, Apex created.
This team already has a strong repertoire. These are players who've been playing.
Energy has going on in the LCS.
Yeah, Keen, of course, translating for Eve. We've already gone through a couple picks. Rek'Sai and Bard picked up for Obvious and Trance. Meanwhile, Braum Lucian picked up for Police and Xpecial.
It's a great combination. Xpecial was always a very good Braum player, so...
Dream Team just won with it.
Yeah.
Very solid for Apex as enemy look for their final 2 picks. Apex saving on to their last pick for Keen in the mid lane.
Yes, you always want to give Keen counter pick. I mean, how many
guy took Hecarim into Zed.
Yes.
Who does that?
I mean, he took Urgot into Zed.
Yeah.
He took Jarvan into Ezreal, right? Like, Keen has such great counter picks in his pocket, and he just has such a great mind for what works in the lane that I think that you should always give it to him. Remember what Curse Academy turned Gravity's win rate was when they had red side and they could counter pick for him? It was insane. Remember going through the LCS, like, when are they going to lose a red side game? And then they got to the playoff.
I just need to pull you off of the Keen train for just a second.
I'll jump off that.
We can hop back on in a moment.
No.
But what is it?
It's a Vel'Koz icon and a Singed icon. Even though Gangplank is up, they want to take Singed into Fiora. It's really risky. I wonder what iKenneU has in mind. He might be going for a cheese strategy. We'll have to see what ends up happening here. But Wolfie, I mean, it's once again another poke champion that has a little bit of wave clear, but it's the same pattern that he wants to play. He wants to have that team fight range. Wolfie is basically if I can be 1,000 units away from you at all times, I will play the champion that allows me to be 1,000 units away from you.
Looks like the answer from Keen is going to be Lulu into that mid lane. A lot of protection for Lucian and Chris.
Yeah, the Lulu is good. The Lulu alongside Lucian is actually incredible. Lulu Lucian is a fantastic combo. He has so much mobility, dodging skill shots, as well as getting a lot of damage off with the help picks. So this is a great combination. It's hard to kill him. They have poke, siege, they have an ability to split push, they have team fight, and Apex also has wave clear with the Lulu, rounding out the composition. A Victor would have also been nice here too, but the Lulu gives you ways to catch the Vel'Koz too. You can catch him with the Glitter Lance, you can speed up somebody on your team, you can speed yourself up, and you can polymorph him and interrupt his ultimate. So I actually think that Xpecial is going to save his ultimate for every single time that Wolfie ulties.
Well, we'll certainly find out, but we want to know who you think is going to take the last win of the night. Tweet your picks with hashtag EnemyWin or hashtag APXWin to @LOL Esports. There's a Vel'Koz and a Singed. What season is this?
I don't know.
Is this season 6?
I think it's season 6.
Yeah.
The best season of all time.
Best season of
time.
all time.
Stop
We've
right there.
loaded onto the Rift. I'm going to let you finish, but season 6 is the best season of all time.
Well, season 6, hasn't progressed enough for me to make that claim just yet, actually. There have been some great seasons. I mean, hey, what if season 6 just like blows up in our faces, right? And it's just like,
In
whoa!
what way?
I mean,
How? Hold on. Let me just stop you right there.
Okay.
What can happen to make season 6 bad right now?
a lot of things.
I'm all ears.
You start with 30 wards in your inventory. You place them infinitely. Boom!
That's amazing.
No, it's not.
That's incredible.
No, you ruin it all.
Think of all of the vision. Think
I'm
of all of the
thinking about it.
invades.
I'm hating it.
That's so much action early on. That's amazing. And then you don't get any other wards for the rest of the game.
No.
And you have
no.
that one
See,
stack.
now you're throwing your own twist on it.
That's exactly.
You're trying to make a bad thing a
and it's
good
getting
thing.
better.
Stop it.
And even if you recall, every time you recall, you get 30 wards. You just have a line of wards behind you. Season 6, best season all time.
Oh my god. You're worse than Freak. At least Freak listens to reason.
There is no reason in League of Legends.
Actually, you'd be quite surprised how the spaghetti code works.
Well, speaking of spaghetti code, we've got the flying spaghetti monster in the mid lane. Wolfie.
True.
Tossing out the Vel'Koz. This is awesome.
It's a grade A transition.
Yeah.
But yes, watching the Singed in the top lane, I also want to see how Obvious does in this jungle without Poppy. Last time he played, Poppy went 2-1-9 and pretty much dominated the game. And then Rek'Sai, he didn't have as great of a performance against TDK last week, went 2-2-5. So Obvious looking to dig deep, go with a victory here. But Chris, oh man.
Yeah, you don't trade with that.
Well, Chris is also an enormous bully and challenger. It's funny because Chris has always been the guy who's too good for challenger, but then when he makes LCS, it's always he can't seem to split push in the same way, or his team just doesn't have the same type of advantages that he would normally get, and then try to close it out. So too good for challenger. He's going to try to prove it again and qualify for the 4th time for challenger, for LCS, which I think might actually become a record of actually qualifying. I think he might hold that already.
Uh-oh. Eve with level 3 takes Scuttle Crab, looks for a gank in the top lane. Can he use
Just auto attack? Get that red.
Ghost is traded. Kenny has Ghost on Singed. He's going the wrong direction. Eve catches up with him quite quickly.
Wow.
Okay, that's an interesting direction to choose. Dodges the spear. He's buying a lot of time, but first blood goes to Eve.
Wow, so Eve actually, that was pretty sweet. He ended up pouncing and then smiting a minion at the same time. And what's cool about that is that when you end up killing a unit in Cougar form, it reduces the cooldown of your pounce by like 1.5 seconds. So he jumped and smited a minion so that he got a lower cooldown on his pounce, so he could jump again. That's pretty sick.
Yeah, Kenny Yu, in good old-fashioned Singed fashion, teleports back to the top lane the moment after getting killed.
Yeah.
And Chris is pinging like, yo, this guy's got no Ghost, he's got no TP.
Yeah, and the fact that he had Ghost pretty much made him a very easy kill being pushed up that far. And Chris, Oh, man, he's already well on his way. Apex is a squad that they have the most points out of any squad already at 4. Nobody's past that point. Everybody's at 3, 2, and 1.
So this is Apex's chance to really sling ahead of the competition.
Yeah, it was a strange week for TLA.
Half minutes in, we're not seeing that much excitement after that early gank.
Well, I mean, it's 4 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Give it some time.
There. It's
People are
season
walking
6.
back to lane. Oh, my God.
I'm expecting more.
Season 6 is now letting you down because your expectations are too high. That's how it can become the worst. You're expected.
You ruin your own expectations. Kenny Yu, wow, he's shoving so far forward. Does he even have a ward? Oh, he's got a pink in the river, but pink from Chris is going to be in try. Make sure that there's no vision from Singed. Chris might be able to... Yeah, he's catching up in CS just fine.
I think it's just shorten AD to actually kill those casters in one shot. Just barely. But yes, Chris, a little bit down in levels at the moment. Kenny was able to pick up the experience by using his TP. So Chris trades level advantage slightly for a TP. See if he can make a play with it and actually benefit off of that.
Trance looks for some action. Xpecial does the same.
Trance
Police goes out. Oh, and he's going to. Xpecial with the ignite. A quick heal. Honor's joining the battle as well. The Penguins are going down the slide. Police flashes the wall. Anyway, he's still alive. Hit the Dragon. The Dragon's going to finish him off. He's got no flash. Eve, yeah, he's starting it off right. Trance goes down. Otter's going to be tagged. Takes a quick cup of cocoa for some safety while Keen looks for some damage onto Wolfie. Ignite as well. Here comes Obvious. Keen suddenly too far for the laser. He doesn't get out of range. Wolfie kills him. Eve tries to buy some time. He's going low as well. They could try to dive it, but he leaps to safety.
Oh, so close. Down bottom, though. That truly was a magical journey.
Yes.
I like how when he went in stunned, he didn't turn into a penguin. It was so good.
Bard leading the way for the Penguins to follow. This is so beautiful.
I mean, maybe he's just on ice and he's slippery.
Oh, and he is a penguin. That's amazing.
He's half penguin.
Oh, man, and Police flashes the wall.
That's
He's not
so
able
good,
to get
though.
the kill.
The heal right then. Trance would have died and blown his flash at that moment, but Eve is still there to pick it up, and Eve picks up a kill. This, though, by Wolfie, rather good. Realizes that he can, flash, ulti.
Oh, I see.
And then Eve just walks up right then. And he's like, oh, well, I guess I'm channeling right in your face. Might as well.
Yeah. Eve, a little bit of mistiming there as Wolfie, 1 minion away from level 6. With his jungler in lane, he's able to get it in a timely manner and get that kill. Kenny Yu on Singed continues to farm up. Gets 2 out of those 3 minions as Chris, still with his teleport, not making any plays with it despite all of that action in the bottom and mid lane. And Kenny Yu, despite that death, he's caught up in CS.
Yep. Kenny on Singed, just going to run around the map. Pretty much cause as much havoc as he can. Chris, though, yeah, it is quite curious. He uses TP to jump into any fights, but he would lose multiple waves because Kenny would just proxy the waves and pick them up despite not having TP. So
Exhibit A, gang, as Eve finds Kenny.
Yep, pretty much ulti and coast away.
Oh my goodness. Singed is awesome. I love that champion.
You know what's great about this? He's using the Samsung skin against Eve.
It's just like icing on top of the cake at this point.
But of course, Eve joined after that. In 2015, or I guess December 2014. And then 2015, he ended up
just a few months away.
Yeah, the team actually didn't do too well. They ended up, I believe, getting last place and then 7th place, so never making playoffs. But Eve, still rather good performer. See how he does in NA and Challenger.
Currently with both of his teams 2 kills. Picks up the Runic Echoes along with the Warding Smite.
Yeah, we call it the Smite Stone.
Yeah. I knew it. I had it, but I didn't have it.
No, it's Tracker's Knife.
Smite Stone.
Yeah.
Oh. Kenny looks for Chris.
Ooh, waited for it.
Yeah, Obvious. Coming for a gank. Doesn't quite find it. As Chris holds on to the riposte and continues to CS. It's a 1,400 gold lead for Apex. Oh, Chris pulls the trigger. The grandest challenge that has ever been I love that he laughs when he does it too. Red buff stolen by Eve. Apex are just a bit of a step ahead.
Watch out for Wolfie.
Oh, and the Bard catches the mid-pounce.
Oh,
Style
time
point
perfect.
gets caught with the knockup, locked against the wall. He doesn't have flash. Apex lose Eve.
That was perfectly timed by Wolfie. He got knockup right then. That was well played. This Vel'Koz for Wolfie, he's still looking very proficient on this champion, despite it being one that's a little esoteric to the professional scene.
Yeah, very unique pick for Wolfie. 1-0-1 with Sork Boots first as Dragon is being secured. I like how they wave. Oh my gosh. Obvious is going to be able to secure this Dragon while Chris continues to trade with Kenny Yu, but this might not be a trade he wants. Let's see if he can time the riposte with the fling properly.
Oh, he's getting...
Does he have it? Oh, he is able to and lands the stun. Chris coming up huge.
Oh, man. Chris getting kind of the reverse BM. They're just serving it to each other back and forth.
If Singed laughs when he flings, then Fiora should laugh when she gets the riposte.
Yeah.
I think that would be appropriate because it's really hard to
If
land.
it's a design, I'd ship it.
Ooh, lots
Anyway,
of
Eve
damage
running
onto
through.
Trance. Fate's call pulls him away.
Nope. Luckily, it doesn't go back in.
Yes.
Makes a good decision, but Nidalee coming out of the brush with Boots 2, Runic Echoes, and the brush buff from Nidalee, that was scary.
Came out of the jungle,
Pretty
man.
much charging at you at what would be a move block speed. Like,
Yeah.
that's Rek'Sai tunnel speed.
Tricky situation, but simply an ultimate use from Otter is going to secure it, while Keen gets his own blue buff along with Swifties and a Dark Signet to keep him sustained. Signet? Signet? Signet?
Seal.
Dark Seal.
You're making it too complicated.
Yes. Just like Season 6.
Yeah, it's cheaper now. So it's only 350 gold, I believe.
Yep.
But it's a rather good buy. It's comparable to a Doran's Ring in many ways. AP, it can grow. If he thinks he's going to get a lot of assists, then it's a good item. Speaking of items,
There are many.
did you know?
Oh boy. No, hold on. Do you know?
What? Yes, I do.
You do know.
I
Okay.
So in
I
our
just don't want to
game-
go down the freak path.
In our game, we have boots, swords, bows, fists, gauntlets, arm guards. We have all of these items. We have chest plates.
Oh, Chris gets flung over the wall.
Ah,
Gank attempt from Obvious
Talk
and
about that
Kenny. They're collapsing now as Wolfie takes a spear to the face. Looks like a lot of damage is being traded now. Keen and Eve are going to zone Wolfie away, but that leaves Chris all on his own. Eve takes a bit of laser and forced to flash out. Kenny Yu, can he catch up? No, he cannot.
you're proud of that one.
I am so proud.
You should be proud of that one. Eve making his way towards bottom lane. Just pretty much strolling along. Look at that, 500 movement speed when he's in a bush. It's too much. But auto attack on the turret.
Yeah, they're going to look
Take
at
it
this
down.
tier 1.
Fast
Eve's
rotation.
so fast around the map.
That's so smart, though, because what he's doing is he'll run through a lane, and it was what I was talking about with Rift Herald as well. When you sit there and go, well, I have more movement speed than the enemy jungler, so he's got like 100 more movement speed than Obvious. Well, I'm just going to run through these bushes and make it to a place faster than he could get there. And as a jungler, it's a game of seconds. It's a game of moments where if you're a couple moments ahead of him, well, your gank gets off first. You get to blow somebody up before they even get there. And then they have to back off the turret bottom because there's no defending that.
Oh, not a chance. But in our game,
Yes.
let us return.
Oh, yes, okay.
Back to whence we
they're,
came.
they're gonna like put Lucian top, and Police is gonna be able to shove out that lane. But yeah, as I was saying, did you know? In our game, we have boots, we have swords, we have bows, we have axes, we have fists, we have arm guards, we have chest plates, we have mantles, we have capes, we have cloaks. But we have no pants. Everybody's in their undies in our game. You're 6 items and you're running around with no pants.
Oh,
Money cannot buy you pants in League of Legends. They are not for sale.
Oh, man.
The other day, it was like, what's going on?
Maybe, I don't know. Why are there no pants in our game?
I don't know.
I've got nothing. Whoa! Neither does
He
Police.
needed
He goes
some.
down. Yeah. Oh, and Xpecial. He's He's caught between the Flying Spaghetti Monster and a hard place.
You know why there's no pants? Because you had to replace them very quickly against his Vel'Koz. That was so much damage. Police did not expect that to come out. And that means enemy get push advantage on the bottom side, and they might get 2 turrets here just for that push in the top lane.
Yeah,
and they're going to start closing this gap a little bit.
Keen is on his way with his Swifties, but the turret's down to half health. He's able to make it there just barely in time.
Not greedy, but they're going to push up mid lane.
Yeah, the
and
mid
they already have a rotation coming here. And Wolfie's pushing top. So they're just simultaneously putting pressure on all 3 lanes, trying to make it so you have to allocate people correctly on Apex's side.
Yeah, enemy went 1-1 last week. Let's see if they can get a duplicate this time around as they shove forward. They're not quite able to bring down the mid-tier 1.
Yep. Chipping away. Chipping away is fine. You don't have to get it. This is gold that will eventually come into your pockets if you play it correctly. The Bard rotations will come through, and Wolfie does have to be a little careful, though.
Yeah.
But he does have obvious cutting off the path for him, and that's going to be a turret in the top lane out of all the 3 that were checked.
Yeah, they're able to take it out. Obvious. As you mentioned, zoning Xpecial and Eve to try to keep them away from that vital AP carry. The trade, however, from Apex, as they're now in the mid lane, looking for the mid-tier 1. Bard ulti buys time. There's 2 minions. They're just like, we want to hug the turret. Oh,
Xpecial.
No. They're going down. Turret is going to be dropped successfully by Apex. 3-2 in favor and a 3,000 gold lead when it's all said and done.
Yeah, Apex, their experience is showing. TP to the top lane from Chris. Just trying to get out of there and catch that minion wave. Ooh.
Yeah, Kenny Yu also has his teleport and ghost. Could see a window of opportunity knowing that Fior's on the other side of the map, but enemy decide to sit back and just recover. Don't want to take any chances in this one. Chris, 30 CS ahead. Keen, about the same. Working on that 30 CS lead himself. Interestingly enough, Keen down 15 CS.
Yeah, Police with that 30 himself, and then about 15 for Keen, behind. Yeah. Wolfie's been doing a good job for himself, picking up these waves, 2-1 and 2-0 and 1. And Wolfie's actually had, despite the performances of his team, even on Frostbite, Wolfie has actually been a very solid poke player.
Yeah.
I'm quite impressed with him. It's just kind of, the saying, unlucky. Yeah, he's... You know who Wolfie reminds me of? Is Arc Second last year.
Oh my god.
Arc Second was a good player, but could not come up with wins. No matter what happened, he would have just a great score. He's a poke player. He's playing Xerath. He just couldn't win a game. Because Poke was just, his team would not be able to play around it correctly. They wouldn't be able to close games correctly. And it was just really difficult with his champion pool, despite when he would even get fed.
Yeah, quite unfortunate. But we'll see if that streak continues for Wolfie. As Dragon is traded for Rift Herald. Kenny Yu,
I think they saw him.
Yeah, gets knocked up. The stun locks him down as well. He gets chunked down to 300 health. Apex dives, and they're looking for Kenny. He's juking around. He's not able to get it. They turn. Xpecial survives. They're able to get the shutdown gold. It's 2 kills. They could be looking for the tier 2, but enemy on the other side. This is a base race indeed. Recall's going out, but this inhibitor turret is taking so much damage. Can they make it there in time? They're not even going to try to answer with the tier 2. The inhibitor turret is stolen.
Wow, they traded members of their team 2 for an inhib turret. And Police, I don't know.
He doesn't have enough mana.
I don't know if he's actually going to be able to take... Actually, no,
okay,
he'll be able to take this. Okay, yeah. The minion wave. Slow attack speed turret. Yeah. Picks it up, so they go even in turrets. But, Chris? Whoa.
Window shopping right there.
Sometimes... you gotta alt-tab as you're running back to lane.
You gotta make sure your playlist is right.
Get my hype music on.
The volume.
Carry this game. So where's my split push playlist?
Yeah, Chris, he's died 1 more time than he did in the last game.
Yeah. Chris, man.
I was looking for a stat like infinitely more times, but...
infinitely more times? No.
I don't know that that's how that works.
Chris, man.
It's undefined, really.
Yeah,
there's no way to define it.
That's true. That's true. But yeah. If you are going to change your music, make sure that you are dead. So he did it afterwards.
There he goes.
The War Song album can wait, Chris. Give it a moment. I know it's hype. I know you want to get your split push on. But just wait.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. 4,000 gold lead now for Apex. As they're turning on their Get Hype playlist, invading now this blue buff. 19 minutes in, even in turrets, but they've got a Bear inhibitor in the bottom lane and a split push Singed. Kenny Yu is the happiest guy in the world.
Is he?
I would think so.
He's like 30 CS behind, and his team's down in gold.
Is it possible to be unhappy on Singed?
Yes. It's when your team is flaming you for proxying.
Yeah.
And you're like, I'm doing what I need to do to win this game. And they're like, report him for feeding. But it's like,
no. He is half of his team's death.
It's true. Report him for feeding.
Yeah. Confirmed. But again, he is continuing to split push against Chris, while the rest of enemy are grouped up in the mid lane. Interestingly enough, Obvious responding to Police's pressure on the far side of the map. Chris continues to tag around, looking for that true damage. Not quite able to find it.
Yep, and he has the Ravenous Hydra. Sometimes you'll see people swap over to Titanic or go the Titanic build path, but it's perfect in this matchup because Singed is only going to do damage over time to you. So if you're just healing back up and you trade and you just heal back up again, then Ravenous is the one you need to sit on and get that advantage there. Obvious is trying to split push.
And well, they're looking for it. Chris manages to push a minion wave into the turret bottom after zoning Kenny Yu away.
Split push.
Enemy aren't able to break down this mid-tier 1. Keen with blue buff, so much wave clear. They could be looking for a collapse on that vital ward for Apex. And they find it.
It didn't see it coming.
The ward goes down.
Or maybe it did because it's a ward.
Ooh, it's special. Takes a Tempered Fate. Along with the spear. Knockup finds him as well. He's continuing to be tagged. Trance goes a bit too deep. Oh.
That Q looked like it didn't stun special. Looks like he just absorbed it. So the projectile didn't go through him.
Yeah, he had Unbreakable up.
Unbreakable was up. Yeah, it's funny because it hit him, and then it looked like it was going to hit the wall behind him. It put the target reticle for that, but it actually didn't. So,
Kenny Yu joins up with the rest of his team. That's 5 members of enemy. They escort the wave forward. Culling is used to try to clear it.
That's going to buy time. Chris with the flank. Is he still going to take this?
Oh, man, he is indeed. Blade of the Ruined King finds him slow. He's knocked up and locked up. He's doing a lot of damage. The bounce house keeps him standing. Police kiting around the far side. Laser's not going to bring anyone down. Special split this time. He's going low, and they're not able to bring him down quite yet. Finally, Trance is the one who gets the kill this time around.
An enemy get 1 kill. They're going to get pressure on this mid lane turret as well. But only losing 1 person for Apex, that's pretty much what they could have hoped for in that situation after that TP.
Yeah, they're slow to pull the trigger on this turret. They don't want to take any chances. Finally, it goes down. Chris is looking for the flank on the far side, but Apex don't pull the trigger, and enemy get out scot-free.
Yeah, that was a TP that I think you cancel at that point. Your team wasn't going to be able to back you up, and enemy, yeah, they really had collapsed way sooner. So they blew a lot. Keen threw out his ultimate onto Chris. Chris tried to do everything he could to survive. And then Special's the one who pays for it.
Chris stealing away this red buff, and as you mentioned, Xpecial with his first death of the game. We're seeing some big item buys from Apex. Hand cannon and a BF sword now for Police. Luden's finished, along with the Athenes. And Rod of Ages and another needlessly large rod stacking up for Apex as they are getting closer and closer to a very scary late game. But Wolfie, he's just kind of scoffing in the face of that late game.
Yeah, Vel'Koz's late game is actually nothing to complain about.
Yeah,
it's quite good. He'll just be able to rip through people, and he has that base true damage too when he gets the stacks. So the ultimate in a choke point just wrecks an entire team.
Dragon now being started. Enemy have 2. Police is in the front line. Culling gets dropped. Obvious is in the pit. He's able to snag it. That's Dragon 3 for enemy, and Apex are D9.
Ooh. That puts the 5th Dragon win, the 5 Dragon win conditions on enemy. A couple of minutes here. Just need 12 more. So we're looking at about a 35-minute 5th Dragon if enemy are able to come out with the next one. Chris, though, going top, hasn't gotten too much of a split push lead over Kenny. Kenny is extremely fast with his item build, and it's hard to catch this guy. I also love Dead Man's Plate. Dead Man's Plate. So Dead Man's Plate is an item that you lose the movement speed when you get CC'd, or
Chris so good at that riposte. He's going to flash, but Obvious not able to catch up with him. Lots of pressure onto Chris, but he gets out.
Yep, Chris gets out. Kenny, like I was saying about Dead Man's Plate on Singed, you only lose the momentum when you get CC'd or you auto-attack. And Singed doesn't want to auto-attack. He runs in circles. he actually just runs to do his damage. So he keeps the movement speed bonus of the dead man's plate pretty much the entire time he's laughing and running around.
Or he'll bonk you once and then keep running.
Yeah, that's true.
Just a bit of bonus.
A little bit faster. If you ever catch him.
5-4 in favor of Enemy.
Yeah, 2,000 gold. That's all it is right now. It's 2.6k. And Enemy, they had a rough start. They went 1-1 against TDK, and Otter came up big again for the team. And Otter's having another game on Kalista where it's all he's pretty much played right now. I don't know if he actually got it last game. No, he didn't. It was taken away from him last game.
Yeah.
And given to Police. So Otter will pretty much play this every time he can, and he's rather good on it, despite being down 50 CS. It's a great champion. Oh man, looking for the angle.
They're getting a lot of damage. Tempered Fate locks both him and Eve into a very dangerous situation.
Oh, the double stun.
Special goes down. There is a stun in the back. Police flashes. And he's going to be able to get out for now. Kenny Yu doesn't have teleport. He joined the old-fashioned way. Keen flashes and dashes to safety.
That was a really nice fling, and then Wolfie was ready with the stun, with the knock-up, causing the flash to have to be burned.
Uh-oh. With Xpecial dead, Enemy are grouping up around the Baron, though Apex are grouped up in the mid lane. Could look to contest it.
Gotta watch out. There's the ultimate from Kenny. Keen has no flash.
Yeah, Obvious is chasing forward. Keen knocks up to buy himself some time. Goes for Kenny Yu. He can't catch up, and Keen gets to safety. Though this wave is being shoved, Otter takes a huge chunk, but he could look for this tier 2.
Yep, Chris getting some poke there. I mean, the backline is all there.
Kenny's overextended. He gets chunked down. He goes down.
They killed Kenny.
They did indeed. Kill for Apex. It's a 1-for-1 in the grand scheme of things, but now with all 5 members back up, it's Apex who have got the momentum.
Yep, Apex with those 5 members, like you said, looking to continue to run them down. They have the movement speed, but they're going to have to back off here after the poke. Xpecial though,
yeah, he could be looking for the flank. They see him with the Rek'Sai, with the knockup. He's 1v3. Here comes the long-range calling to try to bring down Obvious. He makes it over the wall in time.
Stuns will not stop you if you're already tunneling. Only displacements will stop you if you are Rek'Sai and have already used your E. But that looks like a Baron. It's going to go down really quickly, but there's the Tempered Fate.
Oh, it finds Chris and Baron and buys enough time for Obvious to use his ultimate. Dashes forward, and the Baron is dissuaded. Trance with a huge ultimate.
Trance's ultis this game have been quite good, and so have his Bard stuns.
Yeah.
It's not really reflected in his score or how well his team is doing, but he's having a lot of successful moments on this champion. His magical journeys have been pretty fun too.
Yeah, with that Dragon 3 move speed, they just move so quickly and get to the tier 2 before Apex can respond. It goes down, bringing it to 6-4 in turrets, favor of Enemy, though Apex still have the gold lead.
Yeah, it's getting smaller though. It's 1.8k right now.
Put a bit of forward pressure out. Wolfie, he's going to soak all of this CS quite happily on that Xerath. 2-1-3.
Not quite Xerath. I know, right? They're just like energy. They're just. But Kenny, leading Chris around.
Yeah.
Follow me.
On a merry chase indeed. Flings him back. Chris hasn't dropped the grand challenge yet. There it goes. Manages to pop 1. Looks for 2. Number 3 misses the riposte, misses again. He's running out of mana. Kenny actually might be able to get out of this.
I don't know.
Oh man, a lot of damage is finding
cost.
Chris. The flash is going to get it. Chris solo kill.
Yep, sometimes you sit there and you go, oh wait, I'm sorry, it's 40.
Yeah, just a few steps away. Chris is able to get that kill with Kenny dead. That's a 5v4. Chris has teleport in addition. Apex rush towards the Baron. Obvious is going to answer. They could be setting up a death push.
Chris also has TP, so Chris could be looking for a TP here.
Again,
there it is.
Tempered Fate is phenomenal. Stalling this out. Trance, no! It doesn't go over the wall. Oh, this is a tricky situation.
TP on the backside.
Yeah, they could be looking for the collapse here.
Oh, no, he doesn't go. He goes off to the side. Chris
Police
is not going to engage.
Police is like, help. He's split from the rest of his team. Finally, he's going to be able to get around, but again, he's completely split. This means Apex can't dive in. Kenny Yu's back up as well. He's got teleport, and he's rushing towards his team to try to defend the mid-tier 2. Apex are collapsing upon it. It's move and answer from these two.
I gotta say, Enemy's impressing me, though. Apex is a squad that has a lot of players that, people were asking questions, why isn't this guy in the LCS? When people were seeing all the roster reveals, like, all right, where's Xpecial? Where's Keen? Oh, wait, Chris got dropped from the Coast roster? Oh, it didn't get picked up by Energy? Oh, okay. Like, why aren't these guys in? Well, Enemy are holding toe-to-toe. After getting relegated, Otter comes back with this squad. 4 new members, and they seem to be synergizing rather well. In this game, they have to fight tooth and nail for this from a deficit.
They really are.
They're looking for 4th Dragon.
Enemy are grouped up around the pit. They've got a wave splitting in the top. And they're going to shred through this Dragon too quickly for Apex to answer. It's seeded over. It's a 6 minutes away from Dragonfly.
This reminds me of Enemy's early games in the season in LCS, where it was so close, and then it was like Bane, Otter, Kalista playing however he could, trying to pull the game out. They would have like 5th Dragon, it would be so close, and then no. The game would just get away from them just barely. And they're trying to reverse their fates. Trying to get back into the LCS here and turn it around. Have another shot.
30 minutes and 30 seconds in. Enemy are looking for their shot. They're hunting as best as they can.
I think their strategy is actually stop every Baron with Trance's ultimate. Make sure that you aren't taking any fights, and it's okay if you're disengaging. But wait. TP came through. Kenny.
Yeah, Kenny has going to needs a stun. Obvious is going to find the knockup onto Keen. He gets flung back in. Knockup to try to stop by some time. Chris joins as well. It's a complete brawl for Enemy, and it looks like Apex are just kiting around the sides. It's absolute chaos right now. 2 members have finally gone down, and they're turning it around even more. It's just so much action, and Enemy are turning now onto Xpecial. They're bringing him low, and Enemy, they're able to turn it around.
Yeah, Otter, they weren't focusing Otter. He was just kiting away, kiting back, and they were peeling for him. And now this might be Baron going over to Enemy with just Police and Keen up, and they have to deal with this mid lane wave. Despite not having the jungler obvious here, he'll be up in 30 seconds. If Baron is still going down by then he can ulti in and it's fine. But they have Kalista. Kalista's going to be able to rend this at about 2k HP, but you have to watch out. Can Keen get a Glitter Lance and kill Trance and Kenny? Because that could be it.
Keen is looking for it.
Watch the damage.
Oh no, he gets it.
He read it too early.
Otter's dead. It's working out the Baron. It's secured by the poison. He gets the poison steal. Oh my God, Enemy get the Baron.
And they have it on Wolfie. Wolfie has it. Oh, so the Baron buff lives on. Oh.
That was amazing.
Season 6. Kenny's so low. Police just gets the Lulu speed up. 200 HP. 57, 14. The auto.
It was in the air. Oh my God. Kenny just made Singed viable again with that. That was incredible. Baron secured for Enemy.
Hey. 05 Singed gets to be like, who you reporting now?
Oh my gosh. Oh, I love this game so much. Uh-oh. Deathbush, they look for Kenny. Get some revenge for that Baron steal. There's the Fates calling special. Makes it over in time.
Ooh, flash. Oh,
Stun, tempered fate. They're going to try to block him down in
into
time.
The pit, everyone
is chasing Police forward. They're going to have to settle for Xpecial as Police walks away.
I mean, selling for Xpecial isn't that bad.
Yeah. He's a great guy.
That's pretty good. Yeah, he's a pretty good guy. Chris, though, he is going to have to duel Wolfie.
And Baroned up minions.
Yeah. Wolfie's the one who has the Baron buff, so not having him in these pushes is actually a bit of a problem. But it's about 3 minutes until Dragon comes up, and that'll be 5th Dragon for Enemy. So Kenny kept this game alive
with a post-death Baron steal.
Yeah.
Never thought you'd say that, did you?
Posthumous Baron steal, yeah.
Yep. First time for everything. 34 minutes into the game. That was so cool. Chris split pushing on the far side. Kenny's actually a bit late on the recall.
Man, I love how like things that are ridiculous are cool to you, and that's why now I understand why you loved LPL so much.
It's amazing. It's awesome. This is the coolest.
The chaos everywhere. It's awesome. This is
because there's so much going on. It's trying to pick apart what's going on in the chaos. It's the difference in styles. I don't even know. Chris looks like he might want to try tagging with Kenny once again. So much true damage. He scoffs in Kenny Yu's armor. Flash once again, he gets it and manages to get the solo kill. Kenny Yu, a teleport! Oh, he's gonna go down. No, he dashes forward. He's way too deep. Is he going to go into the fountain or lead them on a merry chase indeed? The rest of Apex are in the mid lane. He's buying a lot of time. Riposte, he's dodging so much. They need to finish Chris off or defend against this push. Tempered Fate is stalling out the mid tier 2. Chris is doing so much work. He's finally locked into the bounce house. That Riposte has like an 8-second cooldown right now.
Oh my god, is he going to make it out?
He's running. He's going to have to run through a turret right now.
No, I think he's going to make
flash. He's dashing the slow. He's trying to save him. That so much. He finally goes down, but that was 2 turrets just for Chris.
Oh, Chris, he just barely doesn't make it out of Trance.
Oh, Trance is low down. He goes so low. Wolfie doesn't have his ultimate, and Apex know it. They're grouped up, but they don't mind. They're doing so much damage. Police kites forward. It's 80 carry versus 80 carry, and they decide to let the other go.
Back up. Let Zeta breathe. It is so close. Oh.
Whew. Hold on, I need to change out my air canister. My backup oxygen.
So it's actually become a larger lead for Apex. They were able to pick up multiple turrets off of that. But now, the TP comes out from Kenny. It's 5th Dragon. Despite not seeing the timer in your top left corner, here comes the Dragon.
Yeah, the Dragon just spawned. An enemy are in the pit. Apex is a bit slow to the draw. They're picking it now, down to 3,000 health. This is Dragon 5 for enemy.
An enemy might stop Apex from having a 4-0 in the first 2 weeks, and off to that gigantic lead, they might make Challenger really close in the standings.
They continue to push forward now with that Dragon 5. Apex have all 5 members alive and grouped up. Spear finds obvious, but he's nice and tanky. He soaks it an enemy, emboldened with their buff. Push forward, Tempered Fate. It's going to find Chris and Special Trance. Ooh, doesn't quite get the stun. Just a microsecond too soon.
Trance, they have to back up. They have minion waves pushing towards their base. They're not on the table for a little bit longer, but
they have a bear inhibitor bottom.
Yep. That's actually, yeah, quite interesting that they haven't pushed out that wave, but it's the opposite side of Baron, so it would be really hard to get to, and if Apex get Baron, trading an inhib for it might not be worth it, so we'll see.
Don't want to take any chances giving away that Baron.
Yeah, and you want 5th Dragon, so you pretty much just want to fight, and if getting a fight means you go to that bottom inhib, then it might be worth it. But you give up control of this area, and then when this area is completely black in the Baron pit, there's pretty much no reason to face check it. You have to wait on blue trinkets at that point, and they only have 1 on the side of enemy.
And that's what we see from them right now. Timely recalls from just about everyone. Yes, they have that 5th Dragon, but they don't want to take any chances.
What? Trance? Why? He has Eye of the Watcher? No Frost Queens?
Tyrene's flipping out, man.
No, it's like I've seen the other ones. I think this is the first Eye of the Watcher I've ever seen. But it's probably because people are now at the point where they're like, okay, Frost Queens has been nerfed like 3 times in a row. It's 6.2. Slot efficiency is also important in having those 4 wards early.
But 2 slots open.
But yeah, I mean, so many slots. But nothing that matters more than this 5th Dragon buff on enemy. 5th Dragon doesn't help you with stopping sieges being broken. So the wave clear and the poke is still a problem. This Dragon, though, if they can start a fight, if they can engage on their own terms, enemy, they want to go
forward. This is a lot of damage. They're trying to force Apex off, and they succeed, but they need to burn the inhibitor or take some kills. Tempered Fate, it finds free. No, Eames Onias, he's going to get out first. They're a huge knockup from Xpecial is buying time. Kenny Yu goes down. Trance is already dead. Otter's kiting as best he can. He gets the kill. He's still alive. He's finally going to be shut down by police. And Wolfie, he's 1v4 right now. Does a lot of damage, but Keen is not going to let him get away from this. It's 4 versus 1. Wolfie, what are you doing, man? Get out of there.
Oh, everybody is so low on the side of Apex. They lose the inhibitor turret. Here's the TP for Chris.
He's looking for the kill right now. He's going to have home guard onto Wolfie. The slow finds him. The riposte is not going to be enough, and Wolfie goes down. Ace for Apex. Baron has spawned.
They're going to get this Baron here, no problem, and all 5 of the 5th Dragons are down. Apex are going to start closing this game out with a gigantic gold lead now. 6,000, it's going to balloon to about 8,000, and they'll get even more, and it's so hard to break that siege and the split push that Chris has now created for himself. The game has been exciting.
Yeah.
But this might be the nail in the coffin here for Enemy.
This could be the tipping point. Well, Enemy still have
Eve.
4 dragons. Yeah, Eve, he's Flirt's got danger right there, but he's got Smite. Should be able to secure it. There he goes, finally getting the pounce. But again, Enemy, they've got 4 dragons. If they can hold on for another 3 minutes.
Oh, it's going to be hard. This is an overextension, though. They don't have Flash Rek'Sai knockup, so they're just running back. They're just taking all this damage. Trance runs forward. Eve actually Zhonya's, and it saves him a little bit because the Tempered Fate comes through and it only hits 2 members of Enemy's side. So it was actually a Tempered Fate that hurt Enemy because then the rest of the team of Apex could reposition around those members and take them down and get in a prime spot where they could return damage without anything coming back on them. So that Tempered Fate has been the worst one of the game, and it was in one of the moments where you needed the best one.
Quite unfortunate for Trance, as you saw. He just set up double Magical Journey to escape from Apex's pressure. With Baron buff, Apex now have control of the map. They've got a slow push bottom. They've got a slow push building top. And they're shoving forward with Baroned up minions of their own. It's still a few minutes before that Dragon 5 is up, but Apex, they might try to end this out beforehand as they shove forward.
Yep. Pushing it up, seeing what they can do. Looking at Otter's build, I don't agree with the last Whisper here because it's bonus penetration, and how many armor items are there? There's nothing on Fiora, 1 on Nidalee, nothing on Lulu, nothing on Lucian, and there's 1 on Xpecial. So that last Whisper is penetrating about maybe, I want to say 30 armor on 1 person, and then maybe 12 on
Wait, did Enemy just get the fast track to the mid lane?
Yes,
they did. They're on the inhibitor right now. Apex are coming in from behind. They're going to try to break through this too quick, but they're all split around. This is a dangerous situation for Enemy. They're taking the Magical Journey to safety. Luckily, Apex are funneled into a choke right now, and they can't engage, knowing that Vel'Koz has his ultimate.
Wow, so Kenny blows the Ghost, and Trance with the Magical Journey gets them out. That was a sneaky, sneaky inhibitor take.
Oh, but Apex managed to find their way through the mid first. They're going to look for this mid inhibitor in answer. And Enemy, they can't quite make it in time.
Well, you can use these super minions to buy some time. You always have Tempered Fate to use on it. And they caught Chris.
Oh, they caught Chris indeed. Will they be able to get it? He's going to riposte, but will Kenny be able to get it? Kenny goes down. He's got to be able to read that from now on, but obvious, he's chunked out as well. And Kenny is dead. Dragon just spawned. It's 5v4.
Oh, even, like, he's just going to spam W when he gets out of it.
Oh, Apex aren't done yet. They've still got Baron buff for another 20 or 30 seconds. They're looking for this middle inhibitor. The turret goes down. Wolfie's trying to keep it standing while the rest of his team is recalled, but the inhibitor will drop in answer.
That's going to be that inhibitor going down. So now both inhibs in the mid lane on either side are down, and they're looking for more here with this gigantic minion wave in the bot lane. Apex, they're looking for more.
Yeah, Baron buff has just fallen off of everyone. They're trying to keep the turret standing. 5 versus 4. Wolfie doesn't have his ultimate for another couple of seconds. The turret goes down. Chris pulls the trigger. They're looking for Otter. He's too far forward. He goes down. Obvious is going to drop as well. Double kill for Police. This could be Apex's chance to end the game. It's 10 seconds before Kenny gets up. Currently, it's 5v2.
Oh, and that might be the game right there. Looking for some more blood as they take down these turrets. The Tempered Fate's not going to be enough, though.
Yeah, it's buying time, but it's just not enough. Nexus turrets are falling simultaneously. They crumble. They're on the Nexus. Apex from the jaws of death. They're looking to end the game. Police drops the Nexus, takes the win, 43 minutes in.
And Apex go 4-0 in the first 2 weeks of Challenger, undefeated, and go up to 6 points, 3 ahead of the next highest team.
Yeah.
Apex, that was a bit of a sloppy game there for them. They were thrown for some loops, but at the end of the day, they all were able to come together against a 5th Dragon. And oh man, Police looks great.
Yeah.
He looks like a guy that you can pick Lulu up next to and be 100% fine and confident that he's going to be able to help you carry this game. 12, 2, and 4, 100, or I guess not 100, 80 CS advantage over Otter. And in that last fight, he E'd forward to just burst Otter. He had had enough of what Otter was throwing out there. He was like, you know what? I'm just going to get in your face because you've been hopping around way too much in these fights. Otter was the person that they weren't focusing in the early fights where he got triple kill, and that was how they got back into the game on the side of enemy, was Otter was kind of not checked. Then he was able to check him, and that's how they were able to come up with it. A lot of great performances there. And I think also on top of it, the guy next to him, Xpecial, 0-4 and 12 in this game. It may have not been the cleanest game from the team as a whole, but I think that this bot lane is something that over time is going to have to develop more synergy because they look like a force to be reckoned with in Challenger for sure.
Yeah, they certainly do. And speak of the man himself, joining us via Skype is Apex's support Xpecial. Xpecial, that was an incredible win, pulling it back from that singed Baron. How do you feel after that?
I actually feel pretty awful. I think I didn't play so well in that game, but I think overall as a team we played really well. I mean, aside from obviously the early game blunders, we came back from 5th Dragon, came back from Baron. It was a really hectic game, and it was the closest game I pretty much played in scrims and obviously in the Challenger series, and it feels good but not great.
But does it feel good to be 4-0 after the first 2 weeks and 3 points ahead of the next team behind you guys? Because that's got to be a confidence boost coming into this split, especially since your roster wasn't really announced until recently.
Well, I would feel really good, but last week we didn't even play with 3/5 of our team, so we could easily have been, only at 3 points right now. So it's hard to really be like, oh wow, we really earned those 6 points, because in reality I was only here for 2 of the games. So I am just looking to improve a lot as a team. I think that's kind of our goal right now.
So what's it like playing alongside Police? Because from what I've been hearing, it's a mixed language team and not everything is completely up to scratch just yet. So what's it like supporting somebody it's a little hard to understand?
To be fair, I do have quite a bit of experience working with an AD carry that doesn't really speak English. But in this case, I think Police is a much younger AD carry and very willing to work with me. And the better thing is that we have a Korean coach as well, assistant coach in Bliss, who was on Samsung as a mid laner. And he's over here. We have Eve, who's kind of similar to Police, where he don't speak much English. But we also have Keen, who has been here for a really long time, speaks English pretty fluently and Korean, and he's able to help us both sort of translate and just be a better bot lane. And we've been working really hard on that.
Yeah, with all of these communication sort of differences that we're seeing between the team, it's incredible that you guys are able to pull together with this cross-map coordination that we're seeing. Who's the shot caller? Who's the guy who's leading this ragtag bunch of players?
Well, unfortunately, I have to take credit for pretty much losing us the game. I think the calls I made that game were very subpar. In our first game of the series, we played the map extremely well, but the second game, I made some bad calls, and it cost us a lot. I think if I have more time to develop as a shot caller, and Chris and Keen have been extremely, extremely important in this role, because the way they communicated, they let me know information that that's important to them. If they can split or not, if they can solo this guy, if they can pressure, if they have TP, all these things are extremely important that a shot caller needs to know. And they've been very helpful with that. And as long as I keep improving in that aspect, I think we can be a really strong team.
Very solid. Well, next week you guys face Dream Team. What are your thoughts?
I think Dream Team is like Ember, they needed some time to gel together, and this week they did pretty well. They went 1-1 against TDK, which is another favorite, and I think they're a pretty decent team. I think we need to work hard, especially this last game really proved that, sure, we might be 4-0, but we still have room to improve, and we can lose.
Very solid. Well, we're looking forward to seeing that improvement, but Xpecial, thank you so much for joining us. It's great to see you again. Good luck with the rest of the season.
Thank you.
All right, with our 3 series complete, let's take a look at how these teams are stacked up. Apex is in first place with another 2-0 week, bringing them to 6 points total.
Yep, and then Ember is tied for second place with Team Liquid Academy, followed by Team Dragon Knights in fourth. Then rounding out the standings is Dream Team in 5th place with Enemy. So everybody has some points, but the spread, everybody from 2nd to 6th, They're 1 point away, 2 points away, but then, of course, out in that lead, we do have Apex.
Yeah, but looking ahead to next week, we've got another action-packed lineup of matches, starting with Dream Team versus Apex in our showcase match.
Then we'll bring you Game 2 between Ember and Enemy, followed by the final match between Team Dragon Knights and Liquid Academy.
Of course, tomorrow you can catch the start of our Week 4 of the European LCS. That gets underway with Elements versus Team Vitality.
After that, Giants will face off against Fnatic. Then it's the match of the week as first place G2 Esports takes on Origin. So be sure to tune in for that starting at 9 a.m. Pacific time.
Well, that's it for us tonight. On behalf of Zyrene, Freak, and the rest of the broadcast crew, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you soon.
Well, good night.
There it is.
Or morning, if it's that time over there.
Bye.
Shout out to Europe.
Yeah. Anyway, he's still alive. Hit the dragon. The dragon's going to finish him off. He's got no flash. Eve, yeah, he's starting it off right. Trance goes down, and they're turning it around even more. It's just so much action, and Enemy are turning now onto its special. They're bringing him low. Oh, he read it too early. Dead. It's sorting out the Baron. It's secured by the poison. He gets the poison steal.
57-14.
It was in the air. He's dodging so much. They need to finish Chris off or defend against this push. Tempered Fate is stalling out the mid-tier 2. Turret goes down. Chris pulls the trigger. They're looking for Otter. He's too far forward. He goes down. Obvious is going to drop as well. Double kill for Police.